Brandon's built up quite a few people, and Nekaiya is definitely one of his proteges. He's very high on. So
when I think Alabama, I think right away. Nekaiya
right into the wall.
Setting a message. Passes off that guillotine. Great guillotine defense straight into the back.
Wow, Nekaiya going brutal, no mercy, full 100% clip on Mottle.
Right away.
She's in that head and arm position. Mottle regains the half guard, so she's going to be okay. She's able to lock it down. Wow, that was an explosive start to that match.
I looked down for a second like, what the heck just happened?
I feel like Mottle actually ran into Nekaiya, tried to shove her into the wall, and Nekaiya kind of sidestepped, and I almost fear that Mottle's head hit the wall. From the angle that I'm at, that's kind of what it looked like, and then Nekaiya hit that double, and now we're action-packed. Here we are.
It was protected by the tarp, though. The tarp eased the blow.
The tarp doesn't have much protection.
The banner.
And Jackson is going heavy on this head and arm.
Jackson with the rear naked choke grip.
Good pressure from Nekaiya Jackson here. Mottle keeping the telephone defense in. What do you think of that defense, Armand?
It'll buy her time, but in and of itself, it doesn't get you out of the problem. It gives you just a little bit of breathing here, but it can also open you up to an Americana right there. In a sense, a sort of hammer lock that can really tear at the rotator cuff.
What would you like to see Mottle doing here to kind of escape this position or reestablish some sort of guards?
She's got to get her hand on the other side of the head of Jackson. Maybe get her other hand across the hip in order to get a lockdown. That lockdown could allow her to extend her hip away and kind of relieve some of that shoulder pressure that you see Jackson incorporating.
Jackson doing a really good job keeping that arm trapped, keeping her chest pressure over the elbow, not allowing Mottle the space to free herself. And in the meantime, she's using her secondary leg to get to the three-quarter mount. Mottle able to maintain that, just the little bit of ankle for the quarter guard. And Jackson's looking dominant here. This is actually what we saw Mottle do to her first opponent in the first round. We saw Mottle on top, dominating with head control, using the gift wrap, using the head and arm position, and now here she is defensively trying to defend against Nekaiya Jackson, who is clearly a physical being. I mean, Nekaiya just looks like an amazing athlete. You take one look at her, you could tell she's very powerful, very explosive.
She sounded powerful.
And, I mean, just the sound of the start of that match was probably the most explosive start I've seen here at the Qs. Jackson. In my opinion, the female matches always seem to be a little more intense. You know, the guys, sometimes they're slow starters, but not these girls. Good attempt at rolling to the back. Mottle just keeping it going, not allowing her to glue the chest-to-back connection. Nekaiya on top. Again, the foot is still stuck. She's having a hard time extracting that. She's used several different methods with her secondary leg to extract the ankle, but has been largely unsuccessful. Mottle able to finally free herself. Nekaiya looking to control the head. And so far what's impressed me about Mottle is, again, she's able to keep herself from being mounted or her back taken. She's keeping some sort of quarter guard control. No matter what Nekaiya seems to do with her feet, she cannot seem to open it.
Jackson still in three-quarter mount, wrapping a guillotine. Possibly has a one-arm guillotine. Looking to extract the other leg with that foot on the
and
thigh.
She is trying to crush it. Mottle able to control both feet now. She's got the both feet of Jackson trapped, so she might be able to use this to re-guard or possibly come up. Ends up giving it all up, getting past, but still staying tough defensively. I like how Jackson's got control of the head and arm, even from side control. She's always controlling the head and arm. She doesn't seem to just control the head. She likes to control the arm and the head simultaneous.
Yeah, Jackson doing a great job controlling the shoulder line and that hip line. Switching behind, kind of neutralizing all the bridges of Mottle.
Jackson with the knee on belly pressure.
Mottle turns in, looking to regain guard.
And there's that.
Might have given that
there's
opening
that
to get him out.
guillotine. Yeah, I think that knee on belly was good bait to get Mottle to buck in, and now Jackson's where she wants to be in the mount, going for the punch choke attempt, a favorite of those at Decatur, Alabama. These guys love the punch choke, guys and gals. They like to get a reaction out of the opponent, slap on triangles from the mount, other things like that. Brandon McCaffrey is well known for his, I don't want to say dirty tactics, but he's got some tactics.
For those of you who don't know, Brandon McCaffrey just released the 10 most dirty submissions
Oh,
YouTube
good
series.
escape by Mottle, coming out on top. Mottle weathering the storm, and that's kind of the MO that we've come to expect from her. If you've watched these female 10 PQs and seen her compete, you know that not only does she bring pressure, but she's able to weather the storms.
Beautiful dogfight. Yeah. High steps into mount. Jackson getting out of her tricky situation. We got to see a bit of her guard there. Just shoots an underhook, gets the dogfight, takes the top, and mounts. Jackson back to that knee on belly. A little bit more conviction in the re-guarding of Mottle. Gets a half guard this time.
Very nice. Mottle again, weathering the storm. Jackson hitting the long step pass.
Beautiful.
Controlling the hips. Jackson looking for that Kimura. She's going to lock it up here. Mottle going belly down. She's going to give up the back or possibly the armbar, but
Jackson looking to clear the head there, trying to finish that armbar, but was have to settle for the guard, it appears.
Mottle going to come up on top and escape. It's still live. It's still live. Oh, and I like how Jackson takes that shot. If it's still live, it's still live. Only the referee can call a halt to the action. So
this ain't Jackson's first rodeo.
Oh, and she
That
does
double
not
leg.
wait. Right off the handshake. Jackson showing no mercy here. She's not here to make friends. She's here to take what's hers. Again, she's made it to the finals of the 10 PQs before Armand. So this is not, like you said, her first rodeo. And I think she's here today to prove a point. Like, I should have been the winner in the last one, and I'm here to take what's mine. And so far, in the aggression I think we've seen from her, it's pretty fair to say that that might be her MO.
Yeah.
Good pressure, swarming on top by Jackson, pushing the knee, going to the mount. Mottle's starting to look like a little weathered. I think the constant pressure and constant attacks from Jackson are starting to add up on her.
All set up from the double leg. Passing the guard
Ooh,
right off
and
the
look at
double
this-
leg.
Look at this head and arm choke from the back. I've seen Derek Rayfield tap several people with this. Oh, and Jackson's getting that face crush.
Right, finish
and
that.
that'll do it.
Anything below the nose.
A little bit more like scrambly than I was expecting. I had some trouble getting to the back. I ended up setting up like a rotolo team, which opened it up. She